Here is my CBR600RR, and today's oil change day. Luckily, oil changes are very simple, without taking off the fairings. Now for this particular bike, all you really need is a 12mm socket and a 12mm socket and wrench. Aw, damn it. Hold on. And before I go any further, let me reiterate, I am not a professional. I'm a fat guy on the internet who likes to hear himself talk. So, know that before we go any further. If anything goes wrong, don't sue me. Now this right here is a Mobil 1 10W40 oil. When you get your oil, make sure you get oil that's specified to work with a wet clutch, which is what this bike has, and you're going to need 3 of these. This bike takes 2.9 quarts if you replace the filter, and 2.7 if you're using the same filter. Now, since this is the first oil change I'm going to do since I got the bike, I am also replacing the filter as well. Then that is going to be a KN204. This should be pretty easy. Now, okay, now all I gotta do is find the oil pan. Now, on this particular bike, the drain plug is pretty easy to get to. It's right down underneath here. You should see a 12mm socket right there, or 12mm bolt. That's the drain plug. So let me find the oil pan and I'll pull that right out. Let's get this party started. My drain pan, actually. My drain pan might be too tall for this bike. That makes things complicated. Okay, let me figure this out real quick. Hold on. I actually had to crack the nut off, loosen it to a point where I can get it off by hand, and then slide the drain pan under. I wasn't able to use the wrench and the drain pan at the same time. Now, because of that, I may have misjudged the distance between the possible spout of oil and where the drain pan was, and that caused me to drip some oil. But it's no big deal. It's a desert, it won't rain, so it'll be fine. And it's currently dripping out oil. I'm going to let it do that for about 10-15 minutes before I continue. And then I'll begin to pull off the oil filter, which is right in there. All I gotta do is get that oil filter out. The one that's right back over there. I'm not too sure if you can actually see it. I guess here's a better angle. Just stick my hand in there and just turn it. Try and pull it out. Oil pan out right here. Oh my god, this oil is terrible. It looks like it's brown. It looks like it's been sitting in the bag forever. Turns out I forgot to buy a funnel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up this bolt, clean up the threads on the oil filter, put both of those on, leave the bike sealed up, go get a funnel, and then put the oil in it. Okay, so let's clean this up, and then clean the threads off. So this bolt is in good shape, all the threads are good, and you want to make sure that metal washer's on there as well. Let's stick that in there. Before you put the new one on, you want to make sure the old one still has this ring on it. You see the rubberized ring right there? You want to make sure that little ring is still on there. Let me show you. You want to make sure that rubber ring is still on there. So that's good. Let's do this. Pull it off and put it right back on there. I'm only going to go hand tight. Put a little oil around the oil filter before you put it on the bike. Back from the auto parts store, I got some of this like oil spill stuff, which is working pretty well. And I'm going to back the bike up, double check, make sure everything is tightened up. That means the oil filter and the drain plug. Then I'm going to pop some oil into this thing. Hopefully not break it. Let's do this. Now remember again, before you finish draining the oil, be sure to hold the bike up perpendicular 90 degrees of the ground. And to check the oil, you need to do the same thing. Hold the bike up perpendicular 90 degrees to the ground. This is to allow all the oil to come out of the bike once you're done. And it gives you a more accurate reading on the oil sight gauge. Now, once you do replace your oil, you go down to this oil sight right here. See if I can get some images of it. You might be able to see it right there. It's a circular thing. Now, when the bike is at its normal resting position on the kickstand, you're not going to see anything through the oil sight. So to actually check the oil level, you have to tilt the bike 90 degrees straight up and down. And you'll be able to see the 2 tick marks. You want to make sure your oil level is in between those 2 tick marks. That's about it. Pretty happy. Next video of working on the bike is definitely going to be replacing these fairings right back here, because basically the back end of this bike is held on together by duct tape and zip ties. I have nothing against that, but it doesn't exactly look too fancy. Okay? She's dirty, but she has clean oil. She runs like a champ. With some minor overheating issues, which I'll fix soon. Okay, that's about it. Have a good one, guys.